Hello, my name is Ed Engelking, and this is the last video in my series regarding my recovery of or from vestibular schwannoma. So it's been a while since my last video, and mostly just because I've been so busy. Life's changed in fairly significant ways, mostly positive. I've gone back to work. I've started driving again. Actually, wasn't driving for about 4 years. I stopped walking with a cane, and that was for also about 4 years. And have basically gotten back to what I would consider a mostly normal lifestyle. It's not 100% perfect. I still, when I get tired, have numbness on the left side of my face. Still have to take medicine for migraines. I still have pain from the surgery and the mesh that they used in my head. Still take medicine for anxiety and things of that nature as it relates to the surgery itself. But overall, not too terrible. I found that the way I approach life these days is very different, though. Whereas in the past, I would be more willing to sacrifice my time and energy towards helping a business or the companies that I was working for achieve their goals at the cost of myself, my health or things of that nature. These days I don't do that. I put my health as the number one priority versus other people's gains or goals. I put my foot down a lot now. If I feel like my health is being impacted, I don't stand for it anymore. I if I basically hit situations where I feel no longer comfortable, I speak out about it and basically say, if I continue to be in situations that continue to impact my health, I basically tell those individuals that choices have to be made, and my health takes top priority. In regards to my health, I hit a maximum of around 320 pounds after the surgery, which was kind of hard, mostly because during those first couple of years after the surgery, where I was so dizzy all the time, it was just difficult just to get out and move all the time, or at any time, I should say. And that really made it so even if my caloric intake was low, it really didn't matter. The amount of food that I was taking in really wasn't significant, but because it was just difficult for me just to even go and walk, I was very sedentary. I didn't move. And so I just gained weight, and depression sets in, and you eat more, and it just was not a great scenario for me. So started making changes a couple years ago. I've since dropped 80 pounds. I still have roughly another 50-ish pounds to go before I feel like I've completed that journey. But that's been a bit of a struggle as well, especially more recently. I had my father passed away, and that, between going and taking care of the funeral and dealing with all of those things, plus the holidays and so forth, made that really difficult. I think I probably put on like 15 pounds just in 2 months, just trying to deal with those kinds of things. It was a real struggle. But I realized at the beginning of the year that if I'm going to continue to live my life, I have to get back into the proper routines, proper habits, and to continue the weight loss cycle that I've been on, so that I can just live my life and try to get out of the ruts that I've been in. I've noticed that if you're not careful, it's very easy to just fall into a depressed state and stay there. You know, especially when you deal with a lot of chronic pain, migraines, things of that nature that can be resulting from surgeries like this. Um, it's can be difficult sometimes to just wake up in the morning, put on your pants and get dressed and just go. There's been mornings where my body just will not cooperate at all. And I don't know if that's because I just need the extra rest that day, or if it's because, I am in need of, more repair, like my brain just needs more time to recover, from the previous day, or if it's because of the workload that I'm putting myself under, stress, because there's a lot of stress that I'm under just because of the work that I do, being in technology and operations, specifically DevOps. So it's just a number of things, but it's just a continuation of reevaluating basically what I do on a day-to-day basis and just making sure that I'm attempting to take care of myself. Um, I'm trying on a daily basis just to remind myself that there are others who are doing much, much worse than I am, who are in much worse situations than I am. I am doing well comparatively. I can get up and I can go and do things. Again, I've recovered and it took a while, and if you're watching this and you're trying to figure out, what does your recovery look like, or what could your recovery look like, everyone's going to be different. Mine took a little around 4 years just to where I got to some kind of sense of normalcy. But even today, there's no guarantee that every single day is going to be, you're going to be able to wake up and just continue life. There's just going to be some days, well, at least for me anyway, that I wake up and I can't get out of bed. And I have come across others who have similar problems, who have actually, had the exact same surgery with the vestibular schwannoma. They have dizzy issues as well, turning the head too fast, etc. And they have to deal with lots of similar problems that I have to deal with as well. So I don't think it's that uncommon, but it's just one of those things just to be aware of, that you're not ever going to be the same. But there is a new normal, and you can work with it. And for the most part, it's, I call it 95% of my life is perfectly fine. It's just that 5%, when it hits, it can just really hit you hard, and some days you just can't get out of bed. But that's also fine. You just have to take one day at a time, and just remember that, you're only human. It's just part of your recovery, and that might eventually go away. I hope it does. But there's also the chance that it may never go away, and that's also okay. I accept both of those scenarios at this point. What other things? So, in addition to having the job and being able to drive again, I have reduced the amount of medicine that I take. I really only take just a handful of things now, mostly for the anxiety and depression, pain management, mostly around migraines. If I wasn't taking the medicine for migraines, I would just be down all the time now. So I take Topamax specifically to handle my migraines continuously. So that's just the actual management. And then if I have flare-ups, I take rizatriptan for immediate recovery. Well, roughly 30-minute recovery, roughly around 10 milligrams or something along those lines. So That's pretty much it. I just wanted to give people an update. I know it's been a while, but I figured I wanted to close out the series and just let everyone know how things were going. So, for those who have reached out, just wanted to let you know. Really appreciated the fact that you guys were reaching out and checking in, and we're just asking questions. If anyone continues to have questions, always feel free to reach out. I am always glad to answer any questions that anyone might have. It's scary. I'm not going to lie to you, but there's a lot of us that have very easily made it to the other side and are doing exceptionally well. So I'm just happy to report that I'm definitely one of them. So take care, and I will see you, I guess, sometime in the future. Bye.